everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast. I am your host, Xavier. Once again, I'm joined by Danny, who is over here to my left now.
Hello.
Surprise, surprise. Over in his little corner there is the young kid, Zach.
Hello.
Not playing with his badass camera on occasion, but, you know.
Not today. You know, I should bring it again because we haven't taken photos in a while.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. He's the resident photographer, historian. So, any great pictures of us that you see in studio or just in theaters, catching big events, that's all Zach.
Yeah.
Or maybe me or with cameras on phones. Sure, no, that Zach is the one with the camera eye. So good stuff, kid. And today, in place of Anthony, we have a special guest. We have Tina. Say hello, Tina, to the Popcorn Watch List viewers and listeners.
Hello, everybody.
So Tina, tell us a little bit about yourself. What brings you in, other than the kind of in-house connections that kind of got you this gig in the first place? Get that out of the way. No, I'm kidding.
I was the inspiration behind this podcast.
In the background, behind the scenes.
So she's not wrong. She said you guys should do this stuff, and at first, Danny and I looked at each other like, I don't know, maybe, and then Tina, she's very shy right now, but she practically yelled at us.
Yeah,
She's like, just do it. Just go. And, like,
she had us
kicked me
by
in
the
room.
throat.
I don't know about the throat thing.
But the kick, yes.
A mental one for sure, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just inspiration behind this podcast. So thanks, Tina. I want my credits at the end, like Tina.
And now you're here guest paneling. It's come full circle.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Also, I'm the first girl to make it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got
All right.
we're trying to broaden the representation.
It's kind of nice being, included.
Exactly. You're breaking barriers.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, it's nice to get a good perspective on some stuff. We have a fun little topic today, but with a new guest panelist, that kind of brings us to our very, kind of tried and true segment, which is our recently watched. Let's start off with Zach. What have you, other than OG Star Trek? What have you been getting into?
Okay, I haven't watched Star Trek in like maybe a week or so.
What?
But I've actually only watched one thing since we last recorded. So the backstory of how I even watched it's a rewatch. How I rewatched this movie was I was going through YouTube and I saw a video of like why this movie is a lot better than people say it is, and I watched them. Like, you know what? I can kind of understand like maybe it was underappreciated a little bit. It came out during a time when a couple of big blockbusters came out. And that movie is Speed Racer.
Oh man, you're talking my language right here.
Directed by the Wachowskis. Music by Michael Giacchino.
The boy, we just talked about him last time.
Yeah,
Go back and give it a listen.
Whole special about it, and we kind of glazed over Speed Racer. I think.
A little bit,
Like,
yeah. I
I
talked
think
about
no
it,
one
how he
ever-
kept the theme throughout the whole movie. I know because I spoke about it. That was me.
Okay,
yeah,
I was
you
wondering.
mentioned it briefly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
was
did.
like, it seemed very briefly because I didn't remember
But
that much.
no,
but-
and I think the cast of the casting of that movie gets overlooked a lot of times. Like you have John Goodman as Pops. You've got, I forget the little kid's name, but they had an
Sprito?
actual chimp. Yeah,
Sprito.
Sprito and Chim Chim. Like
Yeah.
they're just like the right amount of like child goofiness that you need, because Chim Chim was an actual chimp and is awesome.
Yeah.
Like anything, I have a rule that when like if you're able to have chimps do stuff, like hopefully, obviously ethically and not like exploiting, but like chimps just doing stuff in general, like with people clothes and just doing people actions is genuinely funny.
Yeah, Chim Chim was definitely, I think, one of the highlights of that film.
Yeah, when that movie came out in what, 2008?
2008.
Yeah, it came out.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
just after Iron Man and before The Dark Knight.
Yeah, and man, '08 was a great movie. Was a great movie like year. But yeah, I remember, and this was me being just significantly younger and distracted at all the wrong things. As great as like all the callbacks and everything was to the original anime, what it was like, Christina Ricci as Trixie was awesome. Like that was great casting all around. I know, like I was just there like like just completely locked eyes. That's it. Complete grabbed attention.
Yeah,
I haven't
think-
watched the movie, but I can remember the cartoons from like growing up. So I
Yeah.
wonder if I were to watch the movie, if I would like just have a flashback to
I
like my
think you
childhood.
would. No, you would totally, because like there's parts where like the car has like the gadgets from the cartoon, and you're like, oh yeah, it's just like that. So like they come up with ways, at least in the movie, that like how people would crash and like the cars would blow up, but like the drivers don't just straight up die like in the old anime.
Yeah, they have this like bubble.
They have like a weird like bubble shield that they kind of go into.
There's a
yeah.
name for it that they said a few times. I forgot what it was.
It's like a
called, but-
fancier version of what happens in Demolition Man when they crash cars. Anyway, off topic. Yes, Speed Racer, awesome.
Yeah, and I know that the movie probably gets a lot of hate for being like CG heavy. Like everything
It's
is
very
CG.
the green screen, the backgrounds on the green screen. If you have like one of these like bad framed or not bad, but like improperly tuned framed televisions,
yeah, like 30 or
it's gonna look
60.
really bad.
yeah.
It's got to be in 20 locked in 24.
Yeah, luckily my monitor has a variable, refresh rate. It adjusts to whatever
This
you're
man
watching.
watched it on a 27-inch monitor. Whatever.
But it still looked good
It's all right. I
But-
caught up on a lot of HBO on that too. It's fine.
because it's like the CG. You can compare it to the Star Wars prequels, but cranked to 11, because like literally everything is CG. Like obviously the cars, but
The backgrounds, the race
uh,
courses,
everything.
Yeah.
But they looked good. Like the racing, at least, like the ways the cars would move and stuff looked pretty cool.
When they were in the motors lab, there was one point where like that whole background is just CG. I was like, oh, that's a whole CG background, but whatever. Like I'll allow it because this is Speed Racer and it's too cool.
Wait,
Yeah,
are you guys
it's meant
against
to be
it?
like
Like,
that.
No, I'm for it.
Oh, okay.
Well, like it's for its time, it's very heavily used.
It's
and so, like,
wacky and over the top.
it's
sure.
but that's the thing. It's like almost cartoonish, but it's based off a cartoon. So for
Yeah.
me, it works.
it's meant to be
that
that
way.
way.
Yeah.
Like they meant to do it. Yeah, maybe they kind of went a little way like too overboard, but it works in a way.
And the thing is, like, the direction was great because everybody acted like they knew what kind of movie they were in. Like,
Mhm.
they knew they weren't taking this way too seriously, but they were all having fun.
Yeah.
Like Emil Hirsch, a Speed Racer, like, yeah, but the times he needed to be more sullen and more have his emotional arcs is great. And then again, Matthew Fox as Racer X is just still doing his like, I'm gonna be this, stone cold badass, but beneath it to have a, it's just everybody hit the beats right. It's great. I love that movie.
It was really good.
Good. So you only
I
saw
saw-
Speed Racer. Good job.
Yeah, it was the only thing I watched. I had to rent it because it wasn't on HBO Max. It's a Warner Brothers movie,
Okay.
but it wasn't there, so I rented it off of iTunes.
Okay.
Nice.
Right on. So I guess.
But it was in HD, not 4K. So
Oh, that hurts.
yeah,
It used to be on, I think, HBO, right? I thought it used to be on
Yeah.
HBO Max, right?
At some point it was.
At some point it was.
was
yeah.
it? Because I don't remember.
Yeah, because I was able to watch it again on my TV, and that was a 4K, and I was like, man, this movie is. The colors are great, but you can really tell the CG's dated, but, did its
Oh.
thing.
dated. Dated is kind of.
That's me being nice. Shut up. Move on. All right, cool.
It
So-
still looks solid. Though. It still
All
looks
right,
solid.
cool. So, Tina, did you get around to watch anything? Like, it could be TV,
Yeah.
movies?
So on Netflix, they have this movie called Luckiest Girl Alive. It's based on a book.
Oh, yeah, that's with Zoe Saldana, right?
It's not. It's,
No, never mind. It's a different movie.
It's with Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis, that's the
Yes.
one. Okay, it's like a thriller, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really
Think-
cool. It's like you see like her side of the story of this accident that happened in high school and how it comes back when she's older in her life, and you kind of see like how things really went down. Highly recommend it. I didn't read the book, which I usually prefer to read the book when it's something like that. I didn't this time, but I thought it was really cool. I'm pretty sure the book had more details, but the movie looked like it was well done. Like you don't need to read the book to get into it. So yeah.
Okay, nice. And my bad on that. It's because now question, because I was thinking of this. Did Mila Kunis play herself younger in the high school like stuff? or
Another actor play her.
Another actor? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Because I think they were saying something along the lines where like, like there's certain actresses that have aged really well, but like they can still through like trickery and stuff play like younger versions of themselves. So like one of them could be Mila Kunis. The other one I think they mentioned was Zoe Saldana. So that's why I was like, wait, it's this. And so
No,
you know.
I mean like she was like the younger version of herself was 17, and the older version was someone like like in a stage of like getting married and with a career and all
Yeah.
that, and like she went through a lot of trauma. I don't want to do any
Ah.
spoilers, but there's like a lot that happened like negative, and
Mhm.
I think if you see it, it's a little like has some things that I will be aware of because it's very strong.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I think they try to play such a young version of her that I don't think she could have played herself as a younger version.
Of course, that makes sense. It's like reminds me of like House of the Dragon, how like
Yeah.
the younger versions of these characters, like they're playing by the younger actresses. That yeah, this is great, but then when you need the older actresses, they have to go through certain like
Trauma and like
Well, because when they were younger,
Real
that
life,
they're trying to play an innocent version of them, so you
Yeah.
cannot use the same character to then, especially with like the show where the older version have gone through so much trauma and like a lot of like things that then kind of lose the effect if they use the
Yeah.
same innocent version of them younger.
exactly yeah, like an older actor can convey that a little more. How can I say this? Convey it with more naturally, as if like
Yeah.
because maybe can relate to more realistic experiences.
that's why you got Sir Kristen Cole being the same throughout the whole show.
What a punk! No, I'm kidding. He's
Or
good.
the younger kid that looks like older than everyone else now.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Eamon.
Eamon.
Eamon
Yeah.
is like looks like in his late 20s, and you're like, dude, you're supposed to be 17 or something.
Yeah.
It's great.
But
Zach is
kinda-
like, I don't know what we're talking about because you still haven't watched this damn show.
like, are you like not want to watch it, or you're?
Not that I don't want to
Well, he
watch
hasn't
it, but
seen
I'm
Game of
not. I'm
Thrones
not
either.
very. I'm not
That's okay.
eager. I have to watch this show. I'm just like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it.
One of us.
like,
One of us.
I mean, Game of Thrones, to be honest, is really hard to like follow. Like, if you're not paying fully attention, then you
Yeah.
might miss a lot of things,
Yeah.
which is what happened to me. Like, I watched the whole show, but I cannot tell you anything that happened after episode 2.
Yeah.
But this show, like, it almost has, it's such a big gap between this show and like the Game of Thrones that you can watch the show without not watching the other show, and it's a pretty entertaining show. And I think there's like, you don't have to pay as much attention as like Game of Thrones to keep up with the show. So I would say give
That's
it a chance.
cool. Yeah, it's good for you to go in fresh because then if you end up watching Game of Thrones, you can infer to stuff that's happened in House of the Dragon and say, oh, this.
Like you're
This
almost
makes sense.
getting
What
the
that means.
backstory. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe you watch Game of Thrones after. Well, no, you have 2 years to now watch Game of Thrones because that's probably what we may get for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's a good. Really good pick, Tina. That's a really cool one. I like that. I saw it like on the list to watch, and I was like, oh, I might. It looked interesting because I think I saw like a little bit of the trailer. All right, nice.
Yep.
I'll go with my recently watched. Most of it's just TV. So I was rewatching a couple episodes, but it's a really cool show that I think I've recommended to you, but via Danny. And then I was watching these 2 shows. They're both set in the 80s. But one of them takes place in Mexico, and one of them takes place in Miami, basically like 1984 or 1985. The one that's in Mexico is called Acapulco, so it's on Apple TV Plus.
Of course. That's a great show.
It's really good.
Yes.
It's with Eugenio Derbez.
yes.
If you've ever watched How to Be a Latin Lover, like it's like a weird. It's not a sequel spinoff, but it's the same character names, like with Maximo and the kid Hugo, but it's basically Eugenio Derbez telling a story of his younger years when he was working at a resort in Acapulco. Hilarity ensues. Like it uses the 80s setting really well, but it doesn't lean too heavily on references. Like it's genuine comedy. You have natural spoken Spanish as well as English.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. Then there's this other show that takes place in Miami in 1985 called The Gordita Chronicles. So that's actually
I haven't watched it, but one of the producers is actually friends of my mom.
what's her name?
I don't know, but my
You
mom
don't-
said like my mom mentioned it the other day. She's like, "Have you watched the show?" I was like, "No, why?" She's like, "Oh, like my friend is one of like the producers or something."
No
And I was
way.
like, that is really cool.
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, 'cause I was thinking, like, maybe your mom is friends with Evan Longoria or,
No, it's a
Zoe
it's a-
Saldana. Like,
it's like a non-celebrity person.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
but yeah, it's Zoe Saldana and Eva Longoria, like, our executive producers. And I believe the creator of the show, Claudia Forestieri, is the.
Claudia Forestieri, that's who it
She
is.
knows her?
Yeah.
No, wait, that's the creator and the
Oh, there
writer
you
of the
go.
show. So
yeah.
the show's hilarious. Like it's hilariously funny. Like it's got heart. Like there's this one little character that's basically like a mini pit, like if a pit bull if he were 7 years old. It's freaking hilarious. But at the same time, it's about there's a little girl. Her goes by the name of Cuckoo, and she is basically they move from the DR to Miami because the dad gets a job. And, come in the American dream. And then, instead of getting a house, we're stuck in Hialeah. And so from there, like, they're in school. And so the Cuckoo has an older sister. and they have to basically just kind of like adapt, assimilate, but still kind of keep true to themselves. It's genuinely funny. Like there's good comedic beats and good writing, and a good use of the '80s soundtrack. So Acapulco's on Apple TV Plus, and Gordita Chronicles is on HBO Max.
Yep.
I cannot recommend both enough. There's something up with like I think with like Latin stories in the '80s. If they're set in the '80s, they're like already good. I could throw in a third show that does that, which is Narcos Mexico, which again it's good, set in the '80s, but a whole different
Totally
kind of story.
different.
Yeah.
Different totally story, but
I mean, the two shows that you mentioned, like the HBO one and Acapulco, what's cool about it, which also happened with, I don't know if any of you have seen Jane the Virgin.
yeah.
It's also like based like, of a Hispanic like family. And the cool thing about it is like if you're from a Hispanic community, like I am, like it's one of those shows that you can share with your three generations. Like my mom, my grandma, and I can all watch the show and relate to a different stage. Like, like my grandma in the 80s, my mom, like, and so on. So it's kind of cool seeing that, like the reference that they make, like then we all relate in somewhat way to it because either my mom is from the 80s, but I grew up around her, so I know all the reference. So it's really cool to like bond over new TV shows that are based on things that either they've been through or are familiar with it. So I really appreciate that on those shows.
Oh, 100%. And that's like I think that goes to like
I mean, Narcos, I don't know. I don't think we're
no.
Except that
So
one.
check this out. My grandmother actually like would watch Narcos Mexico with me.
And
'Cause
she
I-
knows about it.
Not a
She's
little.
good with it.
She follows with it, and she goes, "Oh."
She was the lady packing stuff.
Like no, she wasn't. No. Like she kind of like will see like she follows along the story as if we're like a novela. I'm like I'll tell her like grandma, it's like the novelas but better. And she's like, "You're right." And she goes, "Oh, when's the next episode?" Like that's it. That's the season. What? I was like, "Yeah." Like she's used to like
The
condition
100
Next
episodes.
100, 300 episodes
Yeah.
per season.
every year, every day of the week that you just get one more and all the really bad camera cuts and then
Like,
commercial breaks.
That's like standard soap operas.
Yeah.
If you watch like The Young and the Restless or Brave and the Bold or
100%.
whatever else, like those are shows that my dad watches Monday through Friday, like at 11 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock, whatever. It's just
No, it's 12. It's 12 and beyond because you're done watching The Price is Right, and then you go right. Into That's great, but yeah, it's the stories like that. Like they really connect, and I can, it's fun. It's fun to see that, and you're like, I know what that is, and I see that. So
Yeah.
it's great to see that, especially when you see it in different, cultures can play along with that too. So yeah, those are my recently watched. Finally,
actually, I
Oh,
want to say
go
something
ahead.
real quick before
Yeah.
Danny moves on because I just remembered something. Something that was part of that YouTube video I watched about Speed Racer was that they were trying to make a movie for like 20, 30 years, with people attached to it, like Johnny Depp as Speed Racer,
Get
and then
the
like
hell
at
outta
one
here.
point J.J. Abrams as a director. But of course that never happened, and we got what we got with the Wachowskis, right?
Yeah.
So, this was announced, maybe like a year or two ago, where now there's a show coming out on Apple TV Plus about Speed Racer that's produced by J.J. Abrams.
wait, what?
Yeah,
Wait, a show. Repeat that one more time for everybody, because it's
a Speed Racer,
show.
a live action Speed Racer show produced by J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot,
That's
made for, or that will be released on Apple TV Plus.
that is wild. That
And
is so cool.
given that it's J.J. Abrams, we all know that he's capable of
Spectacle.
great stuff. I mean, he's directed great movies. He's produced great shows and movies. I think this has good potential.
Yeah, that's. I think that was buried somewhere in the recesses of my mind, because I know that they were trying
Yeah.
to do like a Godzilla show that's set in the whole like legendary monsterverse, but that would
Yeah.
be exclusively on Apple TV Plus. But
Interesting.
that might be one of the others. That's another one too that I just completely forgot. So now,
And
thank
then
you.
another like kind of like side off topic kind of thing is that I appreciate everything that J.J. Abrams does. He hardly ever gets to do original stuff, which I'm sure you guys have noticed. Like he's either directing or producing like reboots or sequels or something. Instead
Gosh,
of,
it's like Super 8 didn't exist or something.
okay, that's like one of the very few
That's the only
originals he's
one,
ever
yeah.
done. But he's done
It's
like
like
Mission
one of-
Impossible 3 onward. He's done
The Star
Star
Treks.
Wars 7, 8,
and
9.
9.
He's done he did Star Trek. He's done a bunch of stuff that are just either reboots or remakes or whatever, but nothing or hardly anything original.
It's most of it with his own conceptualized stuff will just go to TV more than anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like that, which is again not bad, but it's like, man, like, hey, You,
He made Lost, no?
he
Yeah.
helped
Or
do stuff with it. Yeah.
Yeah, which I would consider to be an original of
Yeah.
his that he's been a part of. But again, mostly just like
Which you haven't seen.
which I have not seen.
He
Which I
directed-
think, the guy that plays Racer X, was it Matthew Fox?
Matthew Fox.
He's also, I think he was from Lost.
He's in Lost. Yes.
He's like one of the main characters, I guess. Or
Maybe that's why he's still stuck around because he was tied into it initially. They're like, hey, we'll keep you in there.
yeah,
When did Lost come out?
So
2004?
Lost came out
Like 06?
starting
like 04, I think.
from 2004 and it ended in 2010.
Oh, I never watched that show.
You should.
It's good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Apple TV
Once
Plus,
again,
Speed Racer
scored
Show.
by whom?
Michael
Giacchino. All right.
Is that
nice.
like a trend happening here?
Well, our last episode was all about Michael
Oh,
Giacchino.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and apparently we can't let it go because he's just so damn cool. He's the coolest freaking guy.
And the day that we dropped the episode, they dropped the documentary about Michael Giacchino on Apple TV. I mean, on Disney Plus for the
It was,
Werewolf by Night
What was it?
behind the scenes.
What was it, like Director by Night or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the movie that was like black
It was
and white?
how they
Yeah.
made the movie, but more importantly, like just his background and how everything led up to him directing the little short, like this little special that they made. So
So this keeps happening to me every time that Nunez plays a movie. I'm like, oh, I'm not interested. Like, I'm not gonna like it, and I just happen to pass by the TV and get hooked and finish the movie.
Like Triple R?
correct.
Oh my god,
Like RRR.
that was like, I got so hooked. It was crazy.
Hey, Brahmastra is now on Hulu. I don't know if you knew about that. The one the one with the crazy CG, like
Mhm.
that looks nuts. But anyway, all
And
right.
we got to do a group watch on that one.
Yes, we do.
Please do it at my house so I can get stuck again and watch
Yes.
it too.
She's just gonna be so enthralled by the
Yeah.
CG.
Well, that happened with the what's the name of the black and white movie? That one.
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf
Yeah,
by
like I
Night.
said, I was like, oh, he's like, oh, you're not gonna like it, but it's short, bro.
And-
I love
and
the
you loved
movie.
it,
I
right?
loved the
Because it was
movie.
good. It's genuinely good. I watched it
Yeah.
with the family, and they're like, "This movie was great. Where's
Yeah.
more?"
It was good.
Yep,
I like at the end when they like
Hey,
the
Ted.
splash of color came back. That was
Yeah,
really
the
nice.
sunlight, yeah. that's your boy Ted. That's he's
Ted
actually
was
a
great.
Yeah, Ted, aka Man Thing, is actually a character. Because whatever, mind. Anyway, it was very cool. All right, Danny, recently watched. Let's wrap this baby up.
All right. So I got one big thing that I watched.
Big
That
thing.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
it's,
saw
it's a
Godzilla.
hot take because
Ooh.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it.
Twilight.
Something I did not like.
Was it? Oh, wait.
No,
is it what
don't
I think
say
it is?
anything. I
Is
don't
it
know
what
what
I
this
think
is.
it is?
Wait.
So
microphone's
it's
in my
something
face.
both
Hold
of
on.
you have watched,
Is this it? Was it what I
stuck in
think
my
it is?
face.
I feel like I'm gonna be
I'm-
wrong.
and you both wanted me to watch it.
Okay.
Wait, I know which one it is.
Don't
yes,
say it.
because I told you.
Okay. So what is this?
Despicable Me.
Before I say
Oh,
it,
that's fine. My sister loves that
I
one.
will say I did not like it, although I do appreciate like the filmmaking and some of the humor in it.
Okay, never mind. It's not what I thought it was.
Okay.
You said humor, and I'm like, no. That's
You're like,
not.
this does not jive.
Some of the humor, not all of it.
Okay.
You both mentioned this movie often enough.
Yeah.
Or like you make it a point that he hasn't watched. This
Oh,
movie.
So,
Oh, wait. This is what I think it. Oh,
No,
wait. This is another
there's too
movie.
many.
What I think it
so
is.
I'll go more
I'm
into
drawing a blank.
detail some of the things that I liked, but I did not like the Grand Budapest
Oh, my.
Hotel.
That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm
That's
quitting.
it. Zach's out
I
of the
quit.
podcast.
I quit. I'm leaving. This is my last episode, guys. It was
You know
it's been
what?
a ride.
That's okay. Because
Wow.
Wes Anderson is
It-
as much as
not
I
for
like
me.
most of his films, but it can be a little too quirky and weird for people. And that was probably it for you, right?
Yeah, it was. I call it, and like Tina always makes fun of it, but I call it like that too artsy of a movie for me.
There you go. Yep.
Um,
Yep. I totally understand that as I fiddle with the microphone here. My face is. Oh, I did it. All right.
and,
Cool.
and
Wow, I'm
Zach's
shocked.
just-
I'm speechless. I have no words.
I actually will allow it. That's okay.
so
It's you know why? It's because he thinks the music is not as good as Interstellar's, right? Yes.
I don't think it's
no. I don't think it's the music.
But would that be tell me, is that an actual
I mean,
opinion?
the Interstellar music is better.
Yes, good. That's
It's
it.
incredible.
I'll allow
No,
it.
it's incredible.
It's allow it. You get a pass. That's
Okay.
it. Absolutely, you win. You
I
can
don't
say
know, I
anything
just-
else, and I'm
now
not
I'm
mad.
really interested in what you have to say. Wow.
Please,
I just-
regale us, sir. But I can be content.
like obviously going through it, well, first I was like, I have no idea what this movie's gonna be about. Like, I didn't watch a trailer, I didn't do anything. But going through it, at first I was confused, and I was expecting it to go a certain way, or like to be a certain type of movie. But
not a
then-
murder mystery kind of thing.
Kind of, but
Oh.
in a different way.
Okay.
And then it had like this dry humor that I'm not really a fan of. And I think that's probably why I didn't enjoy it as much.
That movie
There were
makes me
certain things
laugh
like
so
Willem
much.
Dafoe. I enjoyed
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, his
Yes.
character is hilarious.
Yeah, that character's
And-
funny.
Very.
and I wrote it down. Like the skiing scene.
Oh, that's so.
I
like,
had to rewind it because
It's
I was
so
like,
goofy.
what was I watching?
It was very goofy.
It's very.
yeah.
I mean, it was definitely like at least like the overhead shots for like
Yeah, like the edited, like
obviously, like-
super fast.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
2 times speed.
That's the point considering like this
but those
is all
were like
done,
miniatures or something.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
and also it's being recounted by an older version of the main character.
of Monsieur Gustave.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
No.
Another version of both actually. No,
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 not
it's
both.
definitely
kid
not.
that-
It's the
Of
kid.
Zero Mustafa.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Zero. Yeah. That's
Um,
Tony Revolori.
Yeah,
And then F. Murray Abraham has his older
Yeah.
version.
yeah. I love Abraham. Love him so
Great.
much.
With
And then Jude Law
Moon
there,
Knight's
and
Yeah.
voice.
I was like, that's Khonshu, by the way. So there you go.
Yeah.
that's Saudi.
all
I
right,
was,
you-
I
so
was
keep going.
impressed by the cast though. Like it had a
Star
pretty-
He always has a
crazy-
wild cast. Like,
all the
I think those are all like his people that he normally brings in all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
Ray
the
Fiennes. Like, Ray Fiennes is great in that movie.
the group of I don't know what like the bell not the bellboys but the concierge
Yeah,
at the end when they all kind of group up.
yeah, like
Owen
Bill Murray,
Wilson.
Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson is like in every
Jason
other Wes
Schwartzman, I
Anderson.
believe. Yeah.
Jason Schwartzman is one of them. Bill Murray.
I would say
one
this
of
is
them.
the first Wes Anderson, no, second Wes Anderson film I've seen.
The first one was what? French Dispatch or Isle of Dogs?
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Or actually, maybe this might be the first Wes Anderson
Yeah.
film.
So you've never seen Life Aquatic of Steve Suzeau, Royal Tenenbaums.
Those are probably
Nope.
more obscure when you compare them to like.
That's
a
why
couple
what-
other ones.
I think it was last week that you mentioned that you went through some of his catalog.
Oh yeah, I went through like 4 of his films.
and
yeah.
The Grand Budapest Hotel is on HBO Max. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I guess I'll finally watch it
Like,
because
I'll
Zach's
finally
been
watch
like,
it. Moonrise Kingdom.
but yeah,
What I would recommend,
Oh, no,
the
go ahead.
Darjeeling. I would say like I think the one you would like better because again it sticks to its own style and doesn't get too goofy with some stop motion or some, what other like animated thing or any other fun stuff is watch Isle of Dogs.
That one I
I
really
think
do
you would
wanna
like Isle of
see.
Dogs. Yeah, but you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen. I would love
Yeah,
to see it.
I think you would actually like it because like at least to me like it stays consistent with like its thing. But
and also, I haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, so I would love to see that one too.
that one
Like maybe watch Fantastic Mr. Fox first, and then watch Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, I think
the
that's a
French
smart play.
Dispatch is the one that just recently came out, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
I
it's the
think
most
you'd
recent
like that
one.
one better because again, like you're like, oh, is this too artsy and kind of all over the place? Like, French Dispatch is like 3 or 4 little stories wrapped in one big movie. So I think you'd like that one better.
Wait, so then, what else about the film did you not like?
Too symmetric. Okay.
Well, I think to me that's one of my favorite parts of the movie, where it's like these static shots and the characters just kind of move around doing random stuff, and then like the quick pans that go like 90 degrees and then they move back and stuff. Like those are great like shots.
I know
But-
some people, yeah, like you and I, like really like it. I know people that it's too like jarring for them, which that's fine. That's why I tell people like, oh, like you either will or won't like Wes Anderson films.
Yeah.
Like
But
I'm okay
people
with
will say like, I'll watch one Wes Anderson film and I understand cinema. I was like, no, you kind of
No.
don't. Like, just you have to expand and see some other stuff done. But
Yeah, because
Like-
I've seen a few, and they're all just slightly different from one another. Especially Bottle Rockets being the most different because it doesn't have that style that he has now with French
Correct.
Dispatch or
yep,
Grand Budapest Hotel, where you have like these static shots, these whip pan shots.
exactly.
But Bottle Rockets was just more like a standard, like any other kind of movie that you watch.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm out here trying to make a movie, basically.
like I like the shots and like the cinematography of it, like for certain I think they were in like it wasn't a lighthouse, but it was like they were but like a far away shot and you see like the silhouette.
Oh yes, they were in
That was pretty
that tower where they're at the end of the catwalk,
Yeah.
and it's like it zooms in and
Well, it's out and then it zooms in and then you actually see them
yeah.
because
Just, yeah, because simulating the
And
distance.
then like a hooded guy, he's like, "Oh, are you Mr. Yusuf?" And
Oh well,
from-
that sequence was actually pretty funny.
it's
Every
like-
person is like, "Are you Mister?"
He's like, "Yes," but by like the fourth guy, he's like, "Yes, I'm." It's telling him like, "Yes, I am that person." And then but I don't know.
That's
I don't know,
fun.
like-
You know
like
what? Like I'm actually surprised, but like pleasantly surprised. Like, oh look, like a differing opinion on that. So it's better. I'm cool with that.
Like-
You'd be like, oh my god,
I wouldn't watch the movie again.
that's fair. Again, I'll allow it. So he's just
But
like
yeah,
he's like, I watched it and I appreciate it for what it was, but I'm not gonna go
it's just
out
not
of my way to watch it again.
not my cup of tea.
So then, okay, so you didn't like some of the
I think
Like, so- like some-
I think the dry humor and maybe some of the pacing is what did it for me. But
I can see that
'Cause-
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Like,
love the
you're-
movie, so
you're
it's
very
hard for
too-
me to
you're-
say like, oh
Danny's-
yeah, I can understand. I can't
like-
understand because I love the movie.
What I'll say is Danny's someone who's very in tune with a movie's pacing. Like he will immediately understand where it's like, oh, this is starting to drag, or like this is starting to like this is at the point where it gets it's static or does nothing, or oh, this is kind of going really well. Like he usually look at like, oh, that movie didn't feel like he's like Anthony was like, oh, like I'd want the movie to feel. I know the movie's long, but it didn't feel long. So it's just like, oh, that's cool. But
Yeah,
this one
it
was
felt-
like it felt long, right? Yeah.
I watched the
I know-
trailer. I watched the movie like a long because this movie came out a long time ago. Like,
2014.
yeah, I feel like I
2014.
watched it a long time ago. But like, if you don't know, I love watching trailers. Like, I could watch movie trailers all day long. It's probably my favorite thing to do.
you like trailers more than the movie.
Yeah. So like, I remember
Well, because
watching.
the trailers will always make a bad movie look good
Yeah.
until you watch
Well,
it.
this is
All,
and
the
then-
thing-
or
well,
the
that's one of
bad
my
trailers,
problem.
and then bad trailers will show you the whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's exactly
like
what
the
it is.
Invisible
Like,
Man.
if it's if it's capturing enough, like then you want to know the details, right? But like this movie, like when I remember watching the trailer and I was like, this is not gonna do it for me. It's like that quirky comedy that I don't understand, and it would be like noise in the background for me.
Yeah.
Like I will have to be doing
and
something
then
else.
you felt that way when you saw
Yeah,
it.
like I cannot tell you like when you knew someone's like, oh, I watched it. All I said is like, oh, I remember the movie The Bellboy. Like I cannot tell you I remember.
The movie with the Bellboy. That was the main character, at least. So it
Yeah,
did
like,
that.
I cannot tell you like that I remember any detail of it or anything like that because it was just one of those.
All the
movies
Wes
that-
Anderson stands that are listening in and watching, just like
I'm sorry.
you're just not in tune with this art.
Zach,
this
this
is
just-
art.
I am
Ray
definitely-
Fiennes' performance in that movie is just
It's just
Chef's
like
kiss.
I
It
mean, it
is
was
great.
good.
chef's kiss.
Like they
Good, it
all
was
performed
perfect.
well,
It is great.
but it's just
Yeah.
I just
It's just not
didn't
the kind
like
of
it.
movie
Yeah.
for
my
me.
Didn't
my
like
favorite
it.
line.
That's
from
why
him-
art is art, guys.
My favorite line from the movie is when Mr. Gustav, Zero visits him at the prison, and tells the story about how there's an inmate called Pinky Pendinsky in that whole
Oh,
line.
yeah.
Like that the way he delivers it is hilarious.
It's so like matter of fact. It makes it funny.
And then also at the beginning where he's talking about Tilda Swinton's character,
Mhm.
where he goes, "Oh, she's shaking like a shitting dog," and I'm like,
Yeah.
like just the line delivery, he's just like the most composed face, and he says these absurd things. I'm just like, this guy's just a masterclass.
You want to see Zach's opinion of Ray Fiennes as an actor like be cemented, but like we'll see him in a completely different light. Watch Schindler's List.
Oh, I know. I need to watch it.
I'm just gonna
that was
tell you-
one of his first,
Yes,
or at least his breakthrough.
that was the breakout role. Yeah,
was a breakthrough
him
role.
and definitely Liam Neeson as well. But yeah, watch Schindler's List and
need
you'll
to
be like,
watch
whoa, Ray
That's
Fiennes
a-
has range.
The music is John Williams also, right?
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
And Spielberg.
And Spielberg.
Where can I? Do you guys know where I can watch that?
Danny
no
will do
idea.
the
I'll look it up.
research, but
But yeah,
it's
that was
gonna
my
be like
recently
that.
watched.
that was your
Ugh.
recently watched. You know, good,
And I'm disappointed.
and
We'll
I'm
have long discussions later.
Oh, we will have incredibly long discussions, totally biased.
I feel like you guys are gonna have
discussions.
to watch it
And
again.
I'm
to break
under-
it down.
He's gonna-
We
he's
will
gonna be
watch
like-
it together, and I
Yeah.
will.
He will explain every frame to me.
and
He's like he'll be like put Spanish subtitles for Tina. We're all understanding this
No,
movie
and then
today.
and then Adrian, is it Adrian Brody? That's his name, right? That's the
Yeah.
character, the actor's name. Adrian Brody's character is so out of left field when you compare him to all the other characters.
It was such a jerk.
oh, you need to watch him in Peaky Blinders if you want to see him being a jerk. Yeah, like watch Peaky Blinders. Also, he's kind of like that in what's this movie? Oh, French Dispatch for his character. So There's a little bit of
I feel like in any Wes Anderson movie, he's like a
You would have to
douchebag.
rent Schindler's List.
Schindler's List, which is
That's
worth
not-
it.
that's
I
fine.
recommend it. It's very, very, very good.
And
3
is that
hours.
also the one with Helena Bonham or Helena? I forget her full name.
Helena Bonham Carter, my guy.
Yes, Bonham Carter. That's what it
Helena
was.
Bonham Carter.
Or am I thinking of the other similar kind of movie? Not Schindler's List, but the other
No,
one.
I don't
The
think.
King's Speech. I'm
There's the-
confusing with the King's Speech. That's what it is.
Yeah, definitely two different movies. That's the one
Yeah.
with what's this guy?
Colin Firth.
No, I was gonna
not
say
Colin Firth.
Guy Pearce. I'm kidding.
Guy
Yeah, it's
Pearce?
Colin. It's Colin Firth.
Okay, it's Colin.
Anyway, there you go. Very good stuff. Good stuff, Danny.
Yeah.
So speaking of, it's funny because we mentioned movies by Spielberg and a couple others that basically, we're at the tail end. We're recording this now at the tail end of 2022. It's been an interesting year for movies, but we still have a couple big stuff coming through. I mean, like the big like monolith that's, just taking over all of December right now seems to be Avatar: Way of Water. But I know we have a couple other stuff going on, so I don't know if you guys have your lists, and we can compile our own like big popcorn watch list for the rest of 2022. If you want to start, I don't know if you, Danny, if you have something that's something else that you're looking for. I have one that I think you guys have forgotten about, and I cannot wait for it.
Well, the two main ones would obviously be Avatar 2 and Black Panther, which comes out in 3 days.
In just a few days.
2
Yeah,
days,
the week that we're
if you watch
recording
it
this is
Thursday.
Wakanda Forever is coming out.
Or the day that this episode comes out, it will be out that same day.
Indeed. Look for the spoiler cast soon.
But one that I'm excited for, it's kind of like one that's a limited release and it's also coming to Netflix, is A Glass Onion,
Ooh,
which
yes.
is the sequel to
It's like basically it's a sequel, but with a different cast, except for Daniel Craig.
Mhm.
With what's his name? Last Jedi.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. Yeah, I was gonna say Looper, but yeah, Ryan Johnson. Craig. It looks great. Like I think there was a new trailer that dropped, and I refused to watch it because I didn't want
Yeah,
to be
I only
spoiled.
saw just the
Yeah.
original teaser, I think.
Everybody in that movie looks like they're just doing some great stuff. Like they've been given great material to play with. Like even Batista, like looks great. Like Dave
I mean,
Batista looks great.
The cast is Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, Catherine Hahn,
Stacked,
Ethan Hawke, Dave Batista,
also stacked.
Leslie
Physically.
Odom Jr.
All just crazy stacked.
It's just
He's not even done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're not even done.
Yeah.
Keep going. After that, I think there's a couple others.
Let me see here.
Oh, he's
You
cool.
got Serena Williams,
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Yes. Indeed.
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson. Exactly. Yeah, I think that's the person that they're accused of killing.
So
Yeah, it's
looks good. I really enjoyed the first one. So curious to see
yeah, like Janelle
Daniel
Monáe,
Craig go on
Jessica
another.
Henwick. Like, come on, man. Like, you got some crazy. Hugh Grant. How do you freaking forget Hugh Grant? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yo-Yo Ma is Yo-Yo Ma. I'm kidding. Anyway, yeah, that's dope. Good pick. Yeah, was it at the end of November or early December
So
or 23rd?
in for streaming, it comes out December 23rd
Mm-hmm.
on Netflix, but the theatrical release I think is like end of November.
Good. I'm watching that in theaters. Easy. Right? Same. Yes.
I'd be down.
I'm done.
I'm down.
once
Okay,
I
good.
watch the first one.
Oh my,
my
god.
I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna throw this 8%, 6% phone at your head. How
maybe we
dare
should
you.
stop watching like movies from like early
There-
2000 and start
there-
catching
so-
up.
No, there are so many movies.
So Zach
So
is
many
gonna
more.
watch the Grand Budapest Hotel.
again.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm
Again.
gonna watch it
No, he's
five-
gonna end up
I'm gonna watch
watching-
it 5 more times by the end of the week, just out of rage.
It's so good. How dare you? That's awesome.
Because I would say that is his best film. But you know what? That's my opinion.
That's my opinion.
That
my-
is your opinion.
That's my objective opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
I just totally contradicted myself.
I have a couple, but I'm gonna like kind of drop them here and there. I'll start with one, and it's with Ray Fiennes. You might have seen a trailer for it. A movie called The Menu.
Oh yeah.
I've heard of it. But
Yeah,
I haven't seen
I mean,
the trailer.
You haven't seen the trailer? If you've been to a theater, I'm pretty sure you've seen the trailer. It's like a whole bunch of rich people that go to some island and
Oh yes.
he's like the master chef, and but like it's
like a
also
murder massacre
some weird
happening.
murder thing going on. I don't know what's
It's
going
like
on,
a
but
game. It's like some weird game. Or
it looks
whatever it is.
wild. Yeah.
I think there's no game in it.
I'd be interested.
I think
I
they're
think
all
there
gonna
is.
die.
I don't think they're all gonna. I think something's going down. Like
No, I think they were gonna die because like
with Anya Taylor Joy, right?
yep,
Yes.
and Nicholas Holt.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
If you haven't watched the trailer, I watched it already.
Yeah.
But on the trailer, the chef, which is like I don't know his name of the actor, but the chef asked the girl, he's like, I need to know if you're with them or you're with us. And I
Yeah.
think from there, that's where I
And
think
you're
it's like
like,
everybody's gonna
oh?
get killed. Like nobody's
Oh?
gonna survive this.
we don't know, but maybe. Anyway, that movie
Telling
looks
you.
fun.
I'm interested in watching that one.
Yeah,
Is
looks
that
fun.
streaming or theatrical?
Theatrical so far. I think later in November, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Cool.
we should.
Yeah.
I hope companies, studios move away from streaming unless it's like a small movie. But
Yeah, let's get back to the movies. But
Yes, please.
sometimes to showcase their specific thing, why not? Let me highlight my streaming service and show it's only available there, and then just forces me to get a fancy pants headset or sound system. Sure.
I mean,
whatever.
this is our shameless plug for AMC A-List. It allows us to
I
go
mean,
see movies like this all the time
you
in
have
the theaters.
you have
Yeah.
Regal's own program as well, the
Yeah.
kind of like premiere thing with Regal. But we take full advantage of A-List, at least like 2 movies a month, more than pays for itself. Especially if you're
Yeah.
watching an IMAX, Dolby, or other
I mean, really, just like
formats.
one IMAX movie, pretty much
pays for
You're
it.
does you
almost
for the
there.
month.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Anything on your radar, Zach?
I've got a couple.
Go for it.
I am going to start off by saying, The Whale seems
There
like
you
a
go.
really
Yep,
great
I have that on my list too.
movie, and people
I
are
shared
saying
the trailer with
Tina, did
chat
you
that
see
we
the
have.
trailer?
I don't think so. Maybe if you talk a little bit about
It's-
it, I'll let you know.
It just came out.
It looks kind
recently,
of
the
sad,
trailer.
but it's a famous director. So, do you ever watch the movie Black Swan?
Yeah,
Same director. So
the
it's
one
about
with
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis
Okay,
and
no.
Natalie Portman.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. I was gonna say Natalie Portman. I was like Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the wrong
Yeah.
movie then.
Yeah,
No,
Natalie. I
it
mean,
was Natalie Portman.
if I'm not mistaken. So, fun
the
fact.
ballet one. The ballet one.
Yes, Natalie Portman, the actor / ballet dancer that was the male guy that danced with her, trained her, and they ended up getting married and have kids.
That's what I'm gonna say. I think
Yeah.
she met her husband in that
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
She met her husband there. So that's a fun fact about Black Swan. But also, yeah, Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman were killer in that movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, same director, Darren Aronofsky. But it's about a guy who's just extremely obese and just kind of dealing with like how he got there, and it's like his relationships with other people, like his estranged daughter. Yeah, it's a interesting movie from what I hear and what I've seen, and a lot of people who've like screened it ahead of time have been giving like just
Full praise.
standing ovations. Like
Yeah,
Brendan Fraser
Fraser's performances.
is like on key to probably
And
like
it
win
has,
awards.
Sadie Sink.
Sadie Sink is
from
his daughter.
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's Max. So she's in
Yeah.
that movie too, and apparently they do incredible work. So it's probably gonna be an emotional ride for sure. Good pick, sir.
And
That's a good pick.
I think the director is also directing this National Geographic
With Chris
documentary
Hemsworth.
with Chris Hemsworth. I'm like, yo, this
Ooh,
guy's doing
yeah.
like 2 things already this year.
No, well, that show that I'm pretty sure has been in the can for like a year,
Well,
Oh, yeah,
it's
I'm sure,
been,
yeah.
the poster has been on Disney Plus for like a whole year.
and I want
Yeah.
that show. It's called, I think, Limitless or something.
Yeah,
or-
Limitless.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
I
Is it-
want that show. It
Is
has
it
nothing to
strangely
do
related to
No, it's
that
not.
movie and show also called
with
Limitless?
the pill, smart pill that
With
unlocks
Bradley
your
Cooper?
brain.
No.
No.
That's
Okay.
wrong. But anyway, that show
It's
looks
like
even, though,
great.
even though it has a very similar. Okay, no, he says like, oh, I want to push like the lifespan of human,
Yeah, like keep
whatever the
keep your
concept
body
is.
in peak physical condition
Yeah.
for as long as possible,
Yeah.
both physically and mentally. Which
Just be mentally
given-
Thor.
Yeah, I mean, he can just live forever like that. No, but like I
He's
think he
1,500
goes
years
off of
old.
things that are just physical as well as cognitive, especially with
Yeah,
now. Like throughout, I know people and like family history or not family members that have had stuff with cognitive degradation over time as they get older. Like that seems like a really cool show to see, like what kind of science they unlock it to get into that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
it looks fun, and also it looks like he's doing some wild stuff too.
So there's that one. There's one that we just recently kind of saw the trailer for. I forget the full title. It was called Banshees.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Yes.
Yeah,
that one.
that looks great. That's on my like other than Wakanda Forever, like that's my next two. Like I need to run and watch this movie
Because
because
it stars Brendan Gleeson. If I'm sure if you've watched Harry Potter, Mad Eye Moody.
this movie is about Mad Eye Moody and the Penguin not being friends anymore. Apparently, that's the synopsis. Like it's like a friendship breaking. So apparently, it's apparently really, I don't know if it's like weirdly comedic but also dramatic. Apparently, it's a tour de force.
It seems like it would be like a dramedy.
I'm cool with those.
Dramedy.
Yeah,
like that.
Anthony coined that phrase first, where it's half drama, half funny, but also like emotional. So more dramedy than anything.
Not to be confused with dromedary.
Dromedary's a dummy. Tina, so with all the trailers that you've seen, anything coming out at the end of this year?
Definitely nothing as like action and like
That's okay.
artsy as you guys.
Yeah, I chose smaller films because Danny pretty much covered like Wakanda Forever and Avatar. So I was like, okay, I'll do something more
Fast
small.
Onion, I think, it would be considered like a big film for being a
More
small
like
I'm gonna
independent
do something even
small.
smaller, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
Even smaller. Wow.
Challenge accepted.
Go for it.
So there's a movie that I really want to see. It's gonna come out on December 25th, which is Christmas. It's called A Man Called Otto. I don't know how to say that in English, so I just butchered that.
A man called
Otto?
Otto.
Oh, Otto.
There you go.
Otto,
Yeah,
okay.
I only said it like 10 times on my way here to see if I could get it right,
Otto.
but I'm too nervous. So
That's okay.
came out in
You're
Spanish.
doing great.
it is also based on a book. There's a thing.
I saw this trailer. Yeah.
It
I know
is
you're
Tom
talking about.
Hanks. If you know, I love Tom Hanks. So
Oh,
I am
yeah.
for sure.
He's
Yeah.
like
watching
the
that
grumpy
movie.
old uncle.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a grumpy widow.
He's like Scrooge.
No, he's
In a
like
sense.
he's like what's his name from Up?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, like yeah,
Yeah.
Carl. He's like Carl from Up.
It's a very similar story in the sense that in this case, he gets a neighbor. It's a pregnant lady, so a Hispanic lady that he's going to get as a neighbor. And she's pregnant, and it's how his relationship with her, and then through the baby, like, he like comes out of his grumpiness, and very similar, like Up. That's a good comparison.
It looks like a feel good kind of movie.
It is going to be a
I
feel
need
good kind
that.
of
And it's
movie.
Tom Hanks. So
It is
like,
Tom Hanks.
Tom
yeah.
Hanks is America's
And
dad.
who,
You need
who
that.
doesn't love Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, whoa. Bob Saget is America's dad.
Well, he's no longer with us. So,
Still, Elvis is still the king
have
of
you
rock.
ever seen Bob Saget stand up? By the way, you'll be extremely surprised. You'll be extremely surprised if you've never seen Bob Saget stand up special comedy. You should. I've
only ever seen bits and pieces. Of my
Oh
life.
yeah, you should. It's enlightening to say the least.
don't know
But Tina,
about
that's a very good pick. I
Yeah.
think it comes out on Christmas Day. Like,
If you guys
good
ever
one.
do a Tom Hanks episode, I am your
I'm
person.
totally
Yes.
down.
Yes.
Yeah, that
I-
we can do that. We can do that as a post. Hey, Man Called Otto came out, so let's roll through some Tom Hanks. I'm down
Yeah,
for that.
I would say read the book on this case. I'm definitely gonna try to read the book before December 21st, just so I can have like the most details. It's funny because the book, the name is not
It's not the
Otto.
same.
It's OVE. I don't know how to pronounce that either. Like
Ovi?
OV,
Is
there you
it
go.
based out of like somewhere not in America?
I think so. Yeah.
and they just changed it to Otto. For,
We're
like,
gonna Americanize
Oh,
it.
to make it
American.
a-
Yeah, we're just gonna Americanize it and put Tom Hanks in it. Why not?
I mean, is Otto like even like a traditional American name? Like
Otto?
no,
It's
Brad.
from somewhere else, but
Tom.
there are other people like Otto Octavius, the guy from the
Dr.
Doctor
Octopus.
Octopus guy from Spider-Man. His
sure.
name is Otto, so sure.
Okay.
But is Otto short for something?
I'm not gonna go there.
Octavius.
Yeah.
Could it?
Octavian, Octavius, like that's originally probably from Latin origination. Anyway, that's good. I like that. That's a good pick. It's a feel good pick. I have a fun pick. It's coming out near Christmas, but not a Christmas movie. But it stars a man that I really wish was in more things, but it's starting to happen more and more. It stars David Harbour.
Oh my god.
Violent
Oh, yeah.
Night.
Wait, you said it wasn't a Christmas movie.
I said
forgot.
it was a Christmas movie.
I
This is definitely
forgot
a
that's
Christmas
coming
movie.
out this
This
year.
looks great. I cannot freaking wait.
I was gonna mention it, but
Good, because it's mine. That movie looks so good. It's just Santa rescuing a family and a little girl from looks like some like high end kidnappers and like
So he's
And
playing the
Sid the
same
Sloth?
character as Stranger Things.
no, this is Santa as the most competent, like it's like if Santa and Die Hard like came together and he's
I mean,
throwing
they're
like
both in
Christmas
Christmas
stars at
time.
someone's
they're both
face.
Christmas movies.
He like throws a grenade at some guy through the chimney. Dude, it's great.
Like a nobody Santa Claus.
It's nobody and Santa, like nobody Santa, like John Wick and Santa. It's gonna be great. Like that's gonna be one of
I'm
those
down to
movies
watch
that you're just
day one.
like you're just gonna cheer and have a whole bunch of fun and have the real Christmas spirit in you because like all those guys like they're on the naughty list and it's just it's great. Like the movie knows what it's doing, and it looks like it's just gonna execute. No pun
Are
intended.
you a Christmas movie person?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But like, I have like my go-to classics. But
I mean, there's a new Santa Clauses, but that's
yeah,
a series
that's
coming out.
It's like that's
That's
interesting
Tim
one.
Allen.
Wait, are you all Christmas
Right.
movie people?
I mean, it's not
It
like
depends on the
every
movie.
day I'm gonna go watch a Christmas movie
But like,
every
is
day
that
in
like
December.
a thing you do where you watch a Christmas movie like around the holidays?
Oh yeah, I do
Yeah.
that. Home Alone 2,
Like-
easy.
Like, yeah. I'm sure like
Yeah.
movies like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure like people might say like, oh, The Nightmare Before Christmas might be a good one,
Scrooged.
or at least like the Christmas part of it.
Yeah.
But that's also like watching
A Christmas
horror movies
Carol.
and Halloween.
Well, that also
Polar
reminds.
Express is another.
So you
decent
know,
one.
Yeah, I think I heard that one often.
another one coming out this year, and it is basically a Christmas music. It's basically like Scrooge, but a little more musical. Is Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
Oh, you were talking about it
Yeah.
earlier.
They're doing the press tours for it. It actually comes out very soon. I think the same day as Wakanda Forever.
Well,
But
we
the-
all know what's going to win at the box office now.
Well, that's why they're putting it on Apple TV Plus. They know. They're like, whatever. People will watch
oh,
this.
so it's a TV Plus exclusive.
Yeah, it's a TV Plus exclusive.
Interesting.
They put it in the bank so that when it's Christmas time, hey, look at that. Ryan Reynolds is on here. Everybody loves Ryan Reynolds. Oh, look, it's also Will Ferrell. Everybody loves Will Ferrell.
Another one that's that I just remembered because we were going through a list earlier is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yep,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have that on my list as well. Good job, man. Yeah, it looks very good. I think it can be better than Disney's live
remake.
action remake that they released earlier this year. Even though what is it? Luke Luke Evans was in that too, just like, but I think I think with his kind of flavor and taste on it, I think it's gonna be good. If you look it up, like it should look really interesting, guys. But when does that come out, Danny? Do you remember exactly when?
I'll double check.
Yeah, but it's it's really weird that this year we're getting like 2 freaking Pinocchio movies.
I mean, one's live action and one is stop motion.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Anthony would know which studio is doing the live action. It might be the same one that did like the kind of like Trolls Behind the Cupboard kind of thing, but yeah, it's got a really cool kind of look to it, and I believe it's going to be a Netflix.
November 9th. And
Netflix
Netflix
theaters.
is December 9th.
Wait,
November.
is Tom Hanks gonna be in it?
No.
No, he was in the Disney remake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's it'll be Netflix December 9th and then some theaters now. So, and it looks really really cool. Like the wood, the carvings and stop motion really look like its own kind of thing.
It's a good cast too. You got
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor,
No.
Finn Wolfhard, Ron Perlman.
All right. So, yeah, Finn Wolfhard, Gregory, some kid named Gregory Mann as Pinocchio. I don't know him. David Bradley and Kate Blanchett. Holy crap, Bern Gorman. Bern Gorman's in like everything that Guillermo del Toro does. Tim Blake Nelson, John Turturro, Christoph Waltz.
John Turturro.
Yeah, this is a stacked cast. Tilda Swinton, like,
Wow, and it has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice.
I don't believe. Well, what?
You don't believe it? I'm looking at it right now.
I don't believe you. No, I'm kidding. I'm just like, no, I mean, like, wow, that's kind of that's in a good way unbelievable, but that's awesome, cool. And I think like there's some other like low key ones that are coming through, like Alejandro Inarritu, I think has a movie coming out called Bardo. You have the Whitney Houston biopic, I Want to Dance with Somebody. I think it's this month. Disney's, I think, trying to do a 2-for-1 at the box office. I think Strange World comes out this month also.
We were talking about La La Land, or we actually saw La La Land a while ago, but the same director is coming out with Babylon.
That comes out next year though, right?
No, it comes out this year.
Nuh-uh. December, what, like the beginning of December?
Like end of December.
Oh, so it's like, let me stay away from Way of Water and then just low-key throw it out there.
December 23rd.
Okay, the same day as Way of Water. So,
Well, we all know what's going to win at the box office that
well,
weekend.
yeah, we know the box office win, but, maybe
Everyone that doesn't
do a Christmas
go watch.
2-for-1
Yeah.
special. Like,
Hey,
I
it's Christmas.
it's Christmas. Why not do a, like, I feel bad for the people working in the theater, but you can do like a 2 for, like a double feature day. Like, you do something artsy fartsy and then you go big spectacle with the massive CG wildness.
good
Yeah.
CG wildness.
Yeah, that we have
Like,
to watch
in
it
the
like
3D.
realistic.
in real IMAX,
Yeah.
real IMAX, no,
no,
IMAX.
no, yeah, we're not going to. No, we're actually going to go to Fort Lauderdale for that one.
Yeah, we Zach got the realness thanks to Top Gun Maverick.
Yes,
He understood.
amazing experience.
Hey, that's on physical now. Why haven't you bought 5 copies?
What?
I figure you'd have bought like 5 copies. One's to watch. This is Monday's
Like
copy.
one-
No, I-
this
no, I
is
bought- no,
Thursday's
I-
copy.
I bought 30, one for every day of the month.
Oh, my
Oh, there we go.
Well, you could.
Well,
you,
31.
you also
31.
bought one for like Blu-ray. You bought it for iTunes. You bought it
I
for
bought the
your
extended cut.
PS5. Your,
The extended cut, the one with the BTS, the
Paramount loves
one
him.
with
You're like,
with
"Thank
director's
you, sir.
commentary.
Thank you.
the
sir."
800 hours of
Just straight up flight footage.
Oh yeah, all 800 hours of unused cockpit footage.
Freaking hilarious. They're flying up and flying down.
but
Yeah, that's a good rundown, right?
a lot of movies.
Yeah, there's
in
still a
2
lot.
months. So
And it's split up between like theater and streaming. So if you
That's
want to
cool.
be a homebody, you got some options. But then you got the big stuff hitting the theaters. I think that's a pretty rock solid kind of rundown. Any other final kind of 1-2 shots or anything that you like out of all of those, Tina? The one that you're most excited would be just the Man Called Otto. But anything else that we talked about, you're like, oh, that sounds cool, or you're like, nah, it sounds whack.
but I think she's excited for Black Panther because we're watching it in Dolby.
Ooh.
If you don't know, Nunez never takes me to Dolby.
Oh.
So my only dream is to watch a movie in Dolby. I might fall asleep at this rate on it. Like I've been waiting for it so long that I'll be like, this is too comfortable. Never experienced it in my life. So it might be a
And
waste.
never again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, by the time that people watch this, once it's posted, we would have already seen it twice at least.
maybe
Or some of us, maybe.
maybe I
we've
close
seen it
my eyes
twice.
for 45 minutes. Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh.
So
I'm resting my eyes.
yes, so I'm really excited to watch it. One, we're watching in a group, which is always cool to watch it and see like people that are like passionate about Marvel and see this movie. So it's really cool to watch it with
And
people.
it's
are
good
about
that
it.
you guys got the tickets now, because I think like this whole weekend is just gonna be bonkers. Like that's gonna be
yeah,
nuts.
probably.
So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait for that too. And hopefully we get everybody's reactions afterwards. We want to do a special like kind of like quick rundown of it later on, so stay tuned for that as well. And then we'll have Anthony back and he'll give his thoughts too.
Yep.
And with that, we wrap that up. Once again, guys, share some of your thoughts, what you're looking forward to for the rest of this coming year, what you may agree with. Did you agree with Danny that Grand Budapest is not your thing, or it's
You might be
overrated?
surprised.
I strongly disagree.
Or
I
if
feel
you're
like
like
we're
on
gonna have a
Zach's
50-50 here.
or if you're on Zach's camp and it's like, Wes Anderson's
We're face
pinnacle.
off.
It's
Look, 'cause,
great.
I put that movie in my top 50.
50 of all time.
Because I've seen like at least 200 movies. It's there in the top quarter.
Yet all the ones I
it's
mentioned, he
it's,
doesn't-
it's definitely a movie I would watch
Fifth Element.
100 times and I'll never get tired of it.
If
Alright.
you don't see me next episode,
It's because Zach
you know what
hurt
happened.
him severely.
I'll drop hints as to where to find his body.
Oh my god.
Damn. All right. Well,
And this is where we end the episode.
this is where we end the episode. Reach out to us, share with us on Twitter, Popcorn Watchlist. We also have the polls out on Instagram. Again, Popcorn Watchlist. And we look forward to interacting, seeing what you guys think. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening, and watching. And we will catch you guys again next time.
Later.
Bye.
Ciao, Pascal.
Very sour bye.
Ciao, Pescal. Nice, Tina.